Hare Krishna, Maharaj is running a little late, 50 minutes, so I'm going to play Guru Maharaj's class. Actually, at Potomac Temple, we've been doing that every once a month. We all get together and in the morning listen to Guru Maharaj's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So while we're waiting, I'll try to play. Hopefully, everyone can hear.
So today we're going to do 2 verses and thus end this chapter. We're going to do Canto 1, Chapter 16, text 35 and 36. Text 36 has been written on the board because the Sanskrit's a little shorter, and my experience is that your devotees find it easier to chant verses that are shorter than longer. Tayo Eva Kathayato Prithvi Dharmayos Tada Parikshin Nama Ajarshi Prapta Prachim Sarasvatim Tayor Evam Kathayatho Prithvi Dharmayos Tada Parikshin Nama Rajashi Prapta Prachim Sarasvatim Tayor Evam Kathayatho Prithvi Dharmasya Tada Parikshin Nama Rajarshi Prapta Prachim Sarasvatim. So we see that the early deity in the form of a cow is about to complete her reply to the personality of religious principles, namely the bull. We have seen in this chapter how the bull, namely the personality of religious principles, has acknowledged to the early deity, namely the cow, that Kali Yuga symptoms are becoming evident. And the early deity, namely the cow, has confirmed that circumstances have deteriorated, and the earth is complaining that she has been overburdened with demoniac rulers. It has been explained elsewhere in the Bhagavatam that the earth can tolerate the weight of mountains, it can tolerate the weight of oceans, but it cannot tolerate the weight of asuras. So namely, Mother Earth is very unhappy that the asuras are increasing in influence. So in this verse, that is text 35, we see that Mother Earth is saying, who can tolerate the pangs of separation from the Supreme Personality of Godhead? In other words, a devotee does not like to be separated from the Lord. Just like a fish cannot be happy out of water, the living entity cannot be happy without his relationship with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the nature of a devotee is that when he is not in association with the Supreme Lord, he feels very uncomfortable and sad. So, therefore, the devotee is always desirous of being in association with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the devotee molds his life in such a way that he is always connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when the devotee is engaged in association with the Supreme Lord, then he doesn't experience any material pain or any material discomfort. Just like during the period that Parikshit Maharaj was hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam from Shukadev Goswami, he did not feel any hunger or thirst. And similarly, when the inhabitants of Vrindavan were protected by Lord Krishna from Indra's anger, when the Lord lifted the Govardhan hill the inhabitants of Vrindavan did not feel even a drop of hunger or thirst during the period that they were under the protection of Govardhan Hill. So the root cause of the living entity's unhappiness is forgetfulness of his relationship with the Lord. The root cause of all the anxieties and problems faced by a devotee is just a single point: forgetfulness of his relationship with the Lord. Mother Earth is clearly stating, who can tolerate separation from the Lord? In other words, she is saying to be separated from the Lord is very, very painful. So our lives should be so molded that we are never separated from the Lord. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj has given us this process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. By taking advantage of these three processes, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, one can always remain engaged in service to the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna advises, Sadatam Kirtayanto Mam. He says, one should engage in always glorifying me. Krishna says, my devotees, their thoughts dwell in me, and they derive great pleasure in discussing my transcendental topics. The materialist, on the other hand, is busy glorifying those who are imitating the activities of the animals. In the Bhagavatam it is said, Svavidvara hosta kare samstuta purusha pashu nayat karna pato beto jatu nama gadagrajaha. That is, those who are like dogs, hogs, camels and asses are busy glorifying others who are also like dogs, hogs, camels and asses. The materialists are not interested in glorifying Krishna. They don't find the pastimes of Krishna to be attractive. They consider the pastimes of Krishna to be an imagination. Why do they consider it an imagination? Because they're trying to measure God with their own material senses. Just because they are not capable of performing a superhuman activity, when God performs a superhuman activity, it becomes an imagination. Therefore, the devotee, recognizing that separation from the Lord is painful, is desirous to always associate with the Lord. Therefore, from morning to night, a devotee's life should be so arranged that he is never separated from the Lord. One can never be happy in a foreign territory. Just like when you go out traveling, then when you return home in the night, you feel so happy. Similarly, when one is not engaged in a spiritual activity, there is no room for happiness. There's a very nice story in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the story of King Gajendra and the elephant and the crocodile. So Gajendra was the king of elephants, and Gajendra in his previous life was a king. But on one occasion when he was absorbed in meditation, a great sage had come, and because he did not receive the great sage nicely, he was then cursed to become a king. He was cursed to become an elephant. So Gajendra, because he was in the body of an elephant, a person acts according to the body he receives. This is the law of nature. That whatever body you get, that is the type of mentality you will develop. Just like on one occasion, Indra was cursed because Indra had been disrespectful to his spiritual master. He was cursed to take on the body of a hog. And when Indra took on the body of a hog, he got so attached to his wife and the other piglet that even when Brahmaji requested him to return to do his duties as the administrator of rain, he refused. So the point is that based on the body one obtains, one acts accordingly. So Gajendra, because he was in the body of an elephant is big in size but dumb in intelligence. So Gajendra had entered the water along with his many wives and children. In the water, there was also a crocodile. The crocodile also, in his previous life, had been a devotee, but he had been cursed. Of course, the curse given by sages is actually always a benediction. And even if a devotee is cursed, ultimately it's for the devotee's benefit. Just like Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by the Brahmin boy Shringi, but it worked out for Parikshit's benefit because he left his body in a very heroic way. So when Gajendra was in the water enjoying with his wives, the crocodile caught hold of his legs. And when the crocodile caught hold of his legs, the crocodile actually, as you know, is a very small animal. And the elephant in size is so big. So the elephant tried his best to pull his legs out of the crocodile's mouth. But for 1,000 years, Gajendra was completely unsuccessful. Now Prabhupada explains in the purport of this section that why was Gajendra unsuccessful? Because Gajendra was fighting the battle on a foreign soil. Gajendra was an elephant, that is an animal meant to live on land. And the crocodile, on the other hand, was an animal meant to live in water. And the crocodile was fighting a battle on its natural soil. Whereas for Gajendra, this was foreign soil. And even though Gajendra was so powerful compared to the small crocodile, it was defeated by the crocodile. And then because Gajendra was in his previous life a devotee, he prayed to the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord came and saved him by killing the crocodile. So the message for the devotees is as follows. Regardless of what type of material arrangement you make, you can never be happy in a foreign soil. You can only be happy if you engage in spiritual activities. You may make any type of material arrangement, but that material arrangement is not going to give you strength. Even if you become a very powerful individual, power cannot make one happy or give one protection. Therefore, the devotee is always anxious to engage in his natural constitutional position. Just like the hand has value as long as it is part of the body, just like the leaves have value as long as they're part of the tree, just like the sparks have effulgence as long as they're in the fire. Similarly, the living entity will only be happy if he is engaged in service to the Lord. So this is a strong point that is being emphasized by the early deity, that a living entity cannot be happy without the Lord. So this is the most important point for a devotee. Just like if you have a house and you leave your house open, even for a minute, there's a chance that the thief may come and steal something. Similarly, if one is not engaged in service to the Lord, these senses will tend to be, the senses will go in the wrong direction. And then spiritual advancement will become difficult. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, what does Krishna say? Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji man namaskuru. He says again and again, control them, use your mind to meditate upon me, bow down to me, offer your homage unto me. Because the mind is a key factor in our ability to make spiritual advancement. So the mind should be absorbed in thinking about the pastimes, the form, the desires, the instructions of the Lord. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna was lamenting when the Lord had departed from the planet. But then when Arjuna started meditating on the instructions of Krishna, the Gita, he became very enlightened. So similarly, very often, sometimes we may feel disheartened or less enthusiastic. Sometimes we say, devotees say, sometimes they're enthusiastic, sometimes they're not enthusiastic. So when you're not enthusiastic, just start to meditate on the instructions that you have received from your spiritual master, from Prabhupada, from Krishna. Then once again you'll become enthusiastic. And if we develop this practice of meditation, then the turbulent mind will be brought under control. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna had declared to the Lord that it appears to be more difficult to control the mind than to control the wind. Krishna says, however, by constant practice, the mind can be brought under control. So what does practice mean? Practice means forcing the mind again and again whenever it deviates from spiritual subject matters to bring it back to spiritual subject matters. So the devotee thinks of the Lord favorably. You can think of the Lord even unfavorably and there's benefit. However, the devotee thinks of the Lord favorably. Just like a lamp in a windless place does not waver. Our mind should be so trained that we don't get off the real track. Just like it is said, Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hayandikara Yaha Krishna Tahini Maya Dikara. Where there is Krishna, there is no room for Maya, just like where there is sunshine, there is no room for darkness. So hearing about the Lord's pastimes, meditating on the Lord's pastimes, meditating on the Lord's instructions are all 100% transcendental, because there is no difference between the Lord and His pastimes. The Lord is omnipotent, omniscient. To become associated with the Supreme Light is the medium to destroy ignorance and passion. When the devotee realizes that there is nothing without the presence of the Supreme Lord, then that is real knowledge. In a sense, ignorance can be destroyed by practicing the art of using the subtle mind to be engaged in transcendental activities of the Lord. And as they say, practice makes a man perfect. If you go on practicing, Prabhupada told us in many lectures, then you will become perfect. And then we also have the example of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj's meditation was slightly different than the meditation of than Arjuna, because Prahlad was meditating on the desires of the Lord. Prahlad was meditating on the desire of the Lord to reclaim the conditioned souls back to Godhead. In fact, Prahlad was constantly lamenting. But what was his lamentation? That the naturalists are attempting to convert misery into happiness. As we practice the art of devotional service through controlling the mind and constant engagement in service to the Lord, all transcendental qualities like humility, tolerance, and ideal Vaishnava behavior will also develop. Sanatana Goswami, when he saw Haridas Thakur, he made a very important statement which is relevant for every devotee of the Krishna conscious movement. He said, there's some devotees who preach, but who do not show ideal behavior. And there's some who show good behavior, but do not preach. But you are simultaneously doing both. Once, an American professor wrote a letter to Prabhupada in which he inquired how would he describe his disciples. So Prabhupada wrote back and said, my disciples are perfect gentlemen and gentlewomen. So we have to preach the Krishna conscious philosophy without any compromise, but we have to preach the philosophy in a perfect gentleman and gentlewoman fashion. We need the quality of tolerance in practicing Krishna consciousness and presenting Krishna consciousness. For example, on one occasion, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked Lord Chaitanya to listen to his commentary on the Vedanta. And for 7 days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just hearing the philosophy without speaking a word. Actually, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was bewildered. Why is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not speaking something? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally spoke. And when he spoke, he tore apart all the wrong statements that the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had made. Then there was another occasion when in Bengal, there was a Chand Kazi, there was a ruler who was a Mohammedan, and he had stopped Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan army. He had stopped the Sankirtan movement by making the Mridangas. And Lord Chaitanya then had a very long discussion with him, but his discussion was carried on in a very gentlemanly way. And then he defeated the Chand Kazi, and Chand Kazi gave orders that even in future, nobody should disturb Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. Lord Chaitanya was also a very prominent Sanskrit scholar. He had virtually defeated all the Sanskrit scholars that were existing in India at that time. There was one Sanskrit scholar called Kashmiri Pandit who came to challenge him. Lord Chaitanya also defeated him. So when he defeated him, all his disciples all the followers started making fun of the Kashmiri Pandit. He told them, no, not to make fun, be respectful. So I just gave you these few examples just to illustrate one point, that the devotee is very exemplary in his preaching, and he is very gentlemanly in his behavior. Even though he never compromises on the truth. Obviously, if you compromise on the truth, you can become everybody's friend. You can become a hero with your parents, a hero with your friends, a hero with the society if you compromise on the truth. But the point is not to compromise with this truth and still be ideal gentleman in behavior. That is the approach of the devotee. So the devotee cultivates these different transcendental qualities, and as he advances in absorption, meditation on the Lord, he obtains the strength to develop these transcendental qualities. Now we see in this verse that the Mother Earth is also stating how fortunate it is that it has received the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. So it is explained in the Bhagavatam that one who has not received the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord or his devotee is very unfortunate. So what does it mean, receiving the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord? Practically, what does it mean? Does it mean that somebody goes to Vrindavan, just bring back the dust of Vrindavan, you touch it on your forehead, and now you think you take it to Krishna as a shode? Does it mean you touch the lotus feet of a saintly personality and you take it to Godhead as a shode? Just like if you go to India and you're wearing saffron clothes or you're a sannyasi, everybody tries to come to touch your feet. and they touch your feet and said, Swamiji, give me your mercy. So we tell them, if you want mercy, you have to pay the price. In other words, follow a certain spiritual standard. So when it says receiving the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord of his pure devotee, what it really means is accepting the instructions of the Lord or his pure devotee. And if we receive the instructions of the Lord of his pure devotees, then one can make spiritual advancement and realize the goal of life. And if one doesn't accept the instructions, then your whole life is wasted. So by being in the association of devotees, by taking advantage of devotee association, one is fortunate to be always reminded of the instructions of the Lord and his devotees. In fact, great sages have said, it is better to live behind a cage of bars or live in a cage with a lion rather than to live with non-devotees. In other words, one should mold his life in such a way that one can always avail of devotee association. So to summarize the verse, the earth deity in a cow is also lamenting that Kali Yuga's influence is becoming so prominent, and the earth is lamenting and stating that who can tolerate separation from the Lord. So that is how you recognize a devotee. He's always engaged in Krishna's service and he's always reminding you of Krishna. And if that is our principle, to always glorify Krishna and remember Krishna, then one will never suffer materially. So our life from morning to night should be so molded that we are always engaged in service to Krishna, so we can never be separated from the Lord. Since the Lord is omnipotent, omniscient, there is no difference between him and his holy name. There is no difference between him discussing his pastimes and the actual pastimes. It is said that the Lord incarnates in two forms in Kali Yuga. One is the deity form known as Archa Vigraha, and the other, the holy name. And the holy name is even more merciful than the personal form. In a sense, you can associate with the holy name anywhere you are. So we should always associate with the Lord, and that's the medium to spiritual happiness. And as Krishna says, Brahma Bhuta Prasnatmana Sochidi Nakangshati. One who is transcendently situated, he does not lament or hanker for material things. His hankering and lamenting is only for spiritual things. His lamenting is that so much time has been spent away from Krishna. So his hankering is how I can become Krishna conscious and how I can make others Krishna conscious. So that is the hankering that we should all develop. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'll take on questions for a few minutes. Yeah. Yes. Sorrow. Well, there are two types of sadness. One is material sadness, the other is spiritual sadness. Material sadness is you are lamenting, you are not having sense enjoyment. Just like sometimes when you come to spiritual life, you are lamenting, oh, I can't have this sense enjoyment, I can't have this. Look at the karmis, they're having this sense enjoyment. Raghunath Das Goswami has made a very strong statement in Chaitanya Charitamrita on this point. It's very strong, don't be embarrassed. He says, just like after you pass through, you don't meditate on it, but flush it away. Similarly, after you come to spiritual life, you should not lament or feel sad for the material activities that you have stopped. This is in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now, spiritual happiness is the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. He's not spiritual sadness. Like Prahlad Maharaj was always lamenting how people are not becoming Krishna conscious. Okay? Yes. Сегодня и завтра. Сегодня утро, сегодня вечером, завтра утро, завтра вечером. Next question. There are no questions? Everyone must have been sleeping. Open the windows, you'll wake people up. Yes. What about us? You mean what about human beings? Do you mean what about human beings, or do you mean what about Russian beings, American beings, British beings? Huh? What about the body?
And how the quality the body can influence his consciousness.
Well, when you become a devotee, you realize that you have to train your mind and senses in a particular way. When you become a devotee, you realize that all the training that you have received so far was wrong, and therefore you try to undo. You try to forget what you have learned in the past and you start new learning. Till the soul is to be pure. But just like when the rainwater is falling from the clouds, it is pure. But rainwater, when it touches the earth, it becomes muddy. So similarly, the living entity, when he comes in contact with this material body, he gets polluted. And the whole process of devotional service is to cleanse the pollution. Was that your question? I don't know. Это ваши вопросы? Yeah.
It is said that the soul has some different classes with different moods and different forms with their relationship with the Lord. And from the other hand, it said that the nature of the soul is the same.
The relationship one develops with the Lord is based on how one acts with this body. Otherwise, there would be no need for our making an effort on the path of devotional service if everything was automatic. You preach to them like Lord Chaitanya preached to the Mayavadis. How Lord Chaitanya preached to Chand Kazi. How Prabhupada preached to the Westerners when he first came there. You preach to them in the manner that you hear the preaching in the classes of senior devotees. One learns by listening. Just like Prabhupada used to say that when he would
I
go to
can join
listen
you
to his
later.
spiritual
I'm gonna give a
master's
class
lectures,
here now.
many times there were many sannyasis listening to
Okay.
lectures. Many of them would leave,
Or
but
you'd
he would
like
never
me to
leave.
stop Guru
He would
Maharaj's
just
lecture?
sit down and listen, even if he would not understand anything. And so Bhakti Siddhanta, one day he'll preach very
Yeah,
nicely.
Prabhu,
So Prabhupada
I'll
used to
join
tell
you
us that
later,
hearing
or
is a
you can
key
stop
to your
Guru
ability to
Maharaj's
preach.
lecture now.
If you hear
Yeah,
nicely,
they
you will
still
preach
playing.
nicely. If you fall asleep at the time of hearing, then you'll fall asleep at the time of preaching. Yes, Suhash.
So you can turn off, take out this.
So the beauty
Okay.
of Krishna,
I'll
Krishna
join you later then.
Okay, we're done, Maharaj. We can with this last. So if you're ready, we can
So take
can
off
start.
this
Yep,
thing
I
here.
will. Yep.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
I see
Hare
many
Krishna Maharaj.
devotees.
Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
At least 57 families are watching. Hopefully devotees from Vancouver are there as well. Oh, I've seen Priti Radhika Mataji. And maybe some representatives from Alberta. Usually they don't come for the meeting. In any case, we combine this class today.
We are here, Maharaj. We are here always.
Who is there? Yeah, but Atmaram is not there. Is he there?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I am from Calgary, Moini Murthy.
Jai.
Jai.
But usually I know Atmaram, he doesn't come.
Yeah, I'm not
Many
sure,
of you
Maharaj.
in Calgary don't come. You
I'm
don't
not
consider
sure.
this Guru Maharaj's instruction.
I can apologize, Maharaj. That's all I can do.
Maharaj, you're muted. Maybe he knows he's muted.
Yeah, I think he's speaking with some other. Chanada Maharaj, you muted. I think.
Keep patience. He come back soon.
Janard Maharaj, I don't know if you can hear me, but you're muted.
I've sent him a message too.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me call him.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charine Nirvisesa Paschatya Desatava Unmute yourself. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Vasati Gaura Don't have harmonium here? Harmonium? Let him play. Bring the harmonium. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Move the speaker towards us, so others can hear it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? Zoom.
Yeah, this is better.
Haribol?
Earlier we could not hear you at all for whatever reason.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Maharaj. Thankfully, we can hear you
Modern
now.
technology. Not so modern. Before they didn't use any microphones and everyone can hear. All the sages in Naimi Saranya, they can hear. There are unlimited sadhus there. They didn't use any speakers or nor microphones. Isn't it? Yeah. Huh? Parikshit Maharaj asking Sukadev Goswami, how many? 70,000 sadhus. They didn't use any microphones. But they're very, very special souls. And you're all special souls, so you need something so that we can hear. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimati Gopal Krishna Krishna Mitramani Prabhupada Satyam Kashapati Raja Vacharan Kilashara. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunya Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Salakaya Chakshur Ninitam Ye Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Chuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Tapamsta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatha.
Yes, now it's muted again.
Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radham Sagana Lalita Sarvam Vipasya Hey Krishna Vedola Sindhu Dinamando Jagatake Gopesa Gopika Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Radheshwari Sadhanu Sade Panchakalpatarubhyascha Viva Sindhu Evacha Madhyana Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna. Nobody knows me here? You can, okay, go ahead.
For my spiritual upliftment.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, we are very fortunate to have the Association of Hindu Bhakti Anugrah Swami Maharaj. Now Maharaj said, yes, we all know Maharaj, but for my spiritual purification, Maharaj, brief introduction I wanted to share. Maharaj is a sannyasi disciple of His Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and also an initiating guru. Born in Philippines, joined in 1984 in Canada, Maharaj became very curious about spirituality when in his early age. First come in contact with ISKCON through Srila Prabhupada books in Philippines around summer of 1977. Maharaj received 3 books, Perfection of Yoga, Easy Journey to Other Planets, Back to Godhead magazines. His interest increased further after reading these books. Maharaj asked his mother give some money so that he can buy Bhagavad Gita.
Really?
He sent money through money order, but somehow Gita never came. 1980, Maharaj went to Canada.
Like in India.
1980, Maharaj went to Canada when he was just 17 years old and finally got a copy of Bhagavad Gita. Subscribed to Back to Godhead magazine. Maharaj met the devotees around 1984 when he went to Toronto and first had halwa in the night time. Maharaj halwa.
Halva. Blueberry halva. Blueberry halva.
Eventually moved the temple while Maharaj continued to work. For many other years, Maharaj served as a Kirtan devotee and vice president of Toronto Temple. Maharaj visited Vrindavan for first time in 1987 and immediately got attracted to everything about Vrindavan, and later Maharaj decided to make Vrindavan his base. For many years, Maharaj has been traveling, Maharaj has been serving as vice president for ISKCON Vrindavan, traveling extensively all around the world in USA, Canada, UAE, Philippines, Mauritius, and many other parts of the world, spreading Krishna consciousness. So very lovingly and loudly, we will chant Sri Malakshmi Mantra, welcoming Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
And try is we can keep one mobile near the speaker or with the Zoom session on there. Maybe that can help them to listen.
They can hear now.
Okay.
I think so. There is some setting that needs to be. Huh?
Sound that
Huh?
But I think the same thing in our group, that way group also some devotees are asking.
Oh, this group? Okay, sure.
Zoom link you can put in that.
Yeah, I will do that. I'll do that.
That we can do.
Yeah, hold on. Hare Krishna. Let me see. Is it good now? It seems to be there's a problem here. I don't understand. UAE. Hold on. Okay. Good. Everyone is happy now? Everyone can hear. I just sent it. The link to UAE
Yes,
group.
I saw.
Okay.
Can join.
So we're very happy, especially this is a meeting of the God brothers, God sisters here in UAE. Many came from Dubai, and also many are present here from Abu Dhabi, Abu Dhabi, and Abu Dardesh. And also many devotees also are watching us from North America, specifically USA and Canada. What we are going to speak upon this evening or today or this morning, if you're in North America, will be about the duties of a disciple. You think that's okay? Just to remind us, some of you have been practicing Krishna consciousness for many years, and some of you are just starting. So, irregardless of how many years you are practicing or just a newcomer in Krishna consciousness, it is very paramount, very important to understand, because many times they will ask, Maharaj, how do you know when are you ready to be to get initiated, or what to do now that Guru Maharaj is not here with us physically? So the question seems to be relevant because it will help us to maintain our practice of devotional service in such a way that we will make advancement steadily, and but surely. Yeah, it is not how you start Krishna consciousness, it is how you finish Krishna consciousness, the process. And as Prabhupada says, the process is gradual. We can expedite it also, depends on the practitioner, the sadhaka. But most of the times, we become lax. We become lax from relax. We don't take it up so seriously, Krishna consciousness, and we have other priorities besides making advancement. We cannot be like that for many years or in practice of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada wanted all of us to go back home, back to Godhead. Our Guru Maharaj want to make sure also that we all go back to Godhead and join him wherever he may be. He must be with Prabhupada also. Wherever Prabhupada is, either in the spiritual world or still anywhere in the material world, still for the same purpose, spreading Krishna consciousness. Guru Maharaj's mood is like that, same as Srila Prabhupada. Preaching, book distribution, constructing temples, publishing books, and to give Krishna consciousness, especially to those who are conditioned souls in the material world. So as disciples, we should also follow in his footsteps. We should hang on to his dhoti, so to speak. If we hang on to his dhoti, and for sure also that he's hanging in or hanging on to Prabhupada's dhoti, and Prabhupada is hanging on to his Guru Maharaj's dhoti. So this is how parampara. Hanging on means following his instructions. So the duties of a disciple to Guru Maharaj is a very, very vast topic. But whatever we can discuss this evening, I hope that it will be helpful for everyone now and as long as we have this material body. So what we can discuss first is that the position, the definition of a spiritual master. To know what is the duty of a disciple, we have to know who is Guru first. Yeah. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, chapter 17, text 27, the verse says, Acharyam mang vijaniyan navamanye karhichit. That the Acharya is to be understood as Krishna's own representative. Now, the word Acharya, like Srila Prabhupada, he is our founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Acharya means by his example. But he's setting the example. He walked his talk. That is an Acharya. He's an exemplary personality whereby by his example, if we follow, then we can also come to the point where we will become like him, similar to him, surrender to Krishna. So without surrender to Krishna's representative, who is the best example of a devotee, who is surrendered himself, they will not be able to cross over the ocean of material suffering. Srimad Bhagavatam is compared many different ways, the material energy. But specifically is like, it says, like a forest fire. There's a forest fire. You're in the forest and there's a fire. There's no escape. But the only escape is that when the rain cloud showers the water, then hopefully the fire will be dissipated. So similarly, the spiritual master is like that. It's like a rain cloud, soothing, that will put out the fire of material existence. So the spiritual master, being representative of the Supreme Lord, is not an ordinary person. Of course, there are different levels of spiritual masters. There is an Uttama Bhakta, Mahabhagavat, like Srila Prabhupada, like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But a Madhyam Guru or Madhyam Bhakta can be also a spiritual master, like the disciples of Srila Prabhupada who have that position of being a spiritual master. As long as we are following Srila Prabhupada, then we're also considered to be on that platform whereby we can also help other conditioned souls to go back home, back to Godhead. This is how the parampara goes. Yasha prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasha prasadat nagati kutopi. Without the mercy of the spiritual master, one cannot get Krishna. Without the mercy of the spiritual master, one receives Krishna's mercy. So it's reciprocal. Without Krishna's mercy, we don't get Guru. It's vice versa, the role. Because the Guru is the via media, the spiritual master is the via media. Like a Prabhupada would say, viceroy. Prabhupada used the word viceroy. The viceroy is like representing the king. When the viceroy comes, you have to give the same respect like what you do towards the king. But he is not the king. He's a representative of the king. So the Guru, he will not say, I am Krishna. He will always say, I'm a servant of a servant of a servant of Krishna. A genuine guru will say like that. In some other is so-called spiritual institutions, the so-called spiritual master, they'll be worshipped. But they say, oh, guru must be worshipped the same as Krishna or God. So therefore he must be God. Okay, Guruji, I think you are God. And then the guru says, okay, if you think I am God, I may be God. That's not how it works. Srila Prabhupada will always give the credits to his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Whenever he is being glorified, whenever he is praised, he will always say, oh, it is only due to my Guru Maharaj's mercy or blessings. So yes, if Guru is Krishna's representative, then how we deal with Guru? And how we are able to deal with Krishna? That means how we deal with Guru is how we're dealing with Krishna. Yes? Because we don't have a direct connection to Krishna. We were giving that example this morning. That if you want to meet the president or the prime minister, you have to go through the secretary. You have to make an appointment. The appointment will be sent to you by letter. So you must come there at the right time. Without that appointment, even though you were invited and expected to see the prime minister, they will not let you in. You need that letter. So that time of initiation is like the letter of your appointment. You have to be there. It's like formalizing the connection between the disciple to Krishna, with Krishna, by a medium of the representative of Krishna, the spiritual master. I always give this example that the spiritual master is like a bridge. You want to cross over the river, but the current is so swift. It's not possible. It's not possible to swim, what to say, to walk across. So you need a bridge to go from one end, the other bank of the river, to the other side of the river. The other bank of the river is the material world. And the bridge is the spiritual master. To reach the other side, which is the spiritual world, you need the bridge, which is the role of the spiritual master. So if the guru is not important, then what are the duties of a disciple, of the disciples? Because you see, when one becomes serious in Krishna consciousness, he wants to make further advancement. It's like in Dubai, Charu Mataji was telling me how because she has a group of Matajis doing Gita study the last 7-8 years now. So, is that it? Are they going to continue for another 7 or 8 years without trying to make advancement? No. If one is practicing Krishna consciousness, usually in ISKCON, after a year and a half or 2 years for congregation, in Delhi, they have a system, brahmacharis, if they're really serious to make further advancement, then like a year and a half, they can take up the process of getting initiated. And for the congregation, another 2.5 years. If you go on and on and on, many, many years without accepting a guru, then how are you going to make further advancement? So that is a symptom if one wants to make further advancement in Krishna consciousness, then one should take up the process of this initiation. So usually we need, it says in the Sastra also, we need to check, we need to test the guru if he's really a guru. And similarly, before accepting a disciple, the guru will test the disciple. Testing not like, hey, whether he's genuine or not, but testing whether he is actually acting as a representative of Krishna. So in the beginning, there should be faith. It's like the beginning of bhakti, you need what? Faith. Adosada, tatu sadhu sangha. How do you get the faith? By associating with the devotees. The more you associate with the devotees, then the more your faith increases. Actually, our faith in Krishna consciousness should be increasing every day. Just like our love for Krishna should be increasing every day, developing every day. If you don't have love, then it should be developed. And once it's developed, it should be also increasing because love for Krishna is unending. So, yes, how do you see Guru as Krishna's mercy? There's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidhi Parnipatena Pariprasnena Sevaya Upadakshanti Jnanam Jnaninas Tattvadarshina. So, yes, one should inquire, serve the spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, not like in a challenging way. Whether, it's like there is a question that one may, you just like wanted to test whether the guru knows or not. So if you ask the guru, how many windows are there in Burj Khalifa building? Will the guru knows that? Of course not. Maybe if he has some he has some connection with the architect. Exactly, he can tell how many windows there are in Burj Khalifa, right? But usually no. Prabhupada says the guru, it says a guru knows everything. Yes, but guru knows only what Krishna wanted him to know. That's what it means. It's not like, like you ask a question which is like highly impossible. How many atoms there are in this world? That's not the way it is. Yes, we should be submissive, inquire and serve. So a guru is not a consultant. Usually we should approach a spiritual master for spiritual inquiry. But sometimes we may inquire if we have any problem materially, but not always material problems. This is not the duty of the spiritual master. As you can say, spiritual master, not material master. You have many experts in the whole world about material things. So you don't have, not necessarily ask the spiritual master for your material comforts or material things. But sometimes you may ask, Guru Maharaj, where shall I work? Shall I stay in Dubai or shall I go back to India? And Guru Maharaj, he knows. Yeah, we've heard that during the first year of anniversary of his disappearance day, many devotees, because the Guru can also tell the future. He's not a fortune teller, but he can see the future because he's the external manifestation of the Paramatma. He can tell the past, present, and the future. for his disciple, knowingly what is best for the disciple. So the disciple's duty is whatever he speaks it is for my eternal welfare. There should be no doubt. As soon as one doubts the spiritual master, then the disciple is very weak. His faith is weak, and therefore he will not make any further advancement. If Prabhupada says, if the spiritual master says, jump, the disciple will ask, how high? Not just, oh no, Guru Maharaj, I think I will not be able to do it. Doubting that you cannot. See, whatever the spiritual master instructions to the disciple, the blessings of the spiritual master, along with the instruction for the disciple to achieve success, is coming along. It comes along. It's like in the early days, they don't know how to start a temple. Prabhupada would say, okay, start a temple in Germany. And they're youngsters. They're not like 50 years old CEOs or anything. They're young, but they have so much faith, complete faith. Complete faith on Srila Prabhupada's words. What happened? You got lost? Huh? Really? But don't worry, you finally came. If we follow them, we'll be late also. But better late than never. So yes, whatever Guru speaks, it is for my own welfare. We should also always be grateful to the spiritual master. And there is never a time, it says, no one can repay back. We cannot repay back the great fortune that we receive from the spiritual master. And what is that fortune? That he planted this Bhaktilata beach. He opened up our heart to receive Krishna. But we still have to work on it. It is open, but still we have to clean the heart so that Krishna will gradually be received. This is very, very important. So disciples also should remember when was the first time you met Guru Maharaj? Some of you, I'm sure, can remember. Shyam Chandra can remember when was the first time he met Guru Maharaj. Was it in Vrindavan? Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I first met Guru Maharaj, it was in Toronto. So everyone has their own story. We're so fortunate. Our Guru Maharaj is so personal. Some disciples, they know they're getting initiated, but they're hopeful that they will meet their Guru Maharaj one day. But some, they'll be less fortunate not to meet and talk to their Guru in person. And it's happening even right now in this class. But everyone, all the disciples of our Guru Maharaj, they have their own story to tell, that this is when I first met Guru Maharaj. And this was his first instruction to me. Or this was his last instruction to me. We cannot repay back. But we should be always grateful, have a grateful heart towards our spiritual master. Without him, we don't know where we're going to be here. Without Srila Prabhupada, we are in oblivion. We are in illusion. We don't know. We don't have any clue. If we have not read Bhagavad Gita, we will not have any clue what to do. Oh, yeah. We know what to do to enjoy the material energy, but we don't know how to solve the problem or problems in this world: birth, death, old age, and disease. It's like it says, O magyana timirandasya ganan salakaya chaksur unmilitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. Hmm? And my spiritual master has opened my eyes with a torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. He says also that the connection between the spiritual master and the disciple is eternal. How to understand it is very difficult, but we should have faith because this is what the Shastra says, eternal. So we have to surrender and accept Guru's instruction as our life and soul. This is how Prabhupada, he fulfilled the instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He considered it as his life and soul, even at the ripe age of 70 years old. He crossed the Atlantic Ocean to fulfill the instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur towards him to preach this Krishna consciousness to the English-speaking world. Who would want to travel at the age of 70? No one, practically. But I've seen it at the airport. There's so many old people there in the wheelchair. Only have to cross, but they have to go because maybe their children is on the other side of the world for material purpose, but not spiritual purpose. That's the time for what? Being retired? Huh? Srila Prabhupada, no. And how about our Guru Maharaj? Tirelessly also. He was traveling all over the world, preaching, meeting his devotees, meeting new devotees, spreading Krishna consciousness, even the last few months of his life. Physically, for others, they will not go move anymore. He even refused to use wheelchair. He never ever, he doesn't want to use a wheelchair. If he can walk, still, he will walk. For our own benefit, to show us that this should be our mood. Yeah, those who came late, you came late, come forward. Otherwise, you're squeezing the one who came before you. Ekaha Kurunandana. This is the verse. Vyavasayat Mukha Buddhir Ekaha Kurunandana. This is the verse after the reading Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's purport that the order of the spiritual master should be our life and soul, and we should be like one pointed attention. Yes, we should consider it as our life. And there is no little instruction coming from the spiritual master that we should take it for granted.
Hello?
Every
This is not your road, right? You stay in your road,
coming
please.
from the spiritual master should be cared for, should be valued, especially the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. of all the instructions coming from the spiritual master, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the utmost important. That means that is the highest instruction. But how many are we really attentively chanting? Usually we fall asleep, we chant, because we're so busy doing many things except the chanting. Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Kirtanaya Sadahari, we should chant 24 hours. We were discussing about the chanting this morning. Guru Maharaj says, you don't need a miracle to go back home, back to Godhead. All you need to do is chant 16 rounds minimum, follow the 4 regulative principles, serve the Vaishnavas, and preach. Simple, isn't it? Yes or no? All of you who said yes, you have to preach now. Of course, it's very difficult here in UAE, isn't it? You're limited in your movements. You're limited in what you'll be able to say. Oh, it's very good to preach downstairs. Thousands of people walking and wandering around at night. I wish we can have Harinam downstairs and serve halava prasadam. Blueberry halava prasadam. I wish we can do that, but hopefully it will be in the future. The children of the children and the children and the children of these boys. It will happen because this was predicted. So we should not lose that faith. We should not have that doubt what the acharyas predicted that's going to happen in the future. But we have to be part right now to do our part. It's like right now, book distribution marathon is going on all over the world. And you should also take part in the book distribution marathon, Srila Prabhupada's month. You can sponsor Bhagavad Gita's, like Mukundarasaraj Prabhu. He's been distributing books also. Or Shama Chandra Prabhu, he told me they just printed 1,000 English Bhagavad Gitas in Pakistan. So we should do like that, following the footsteps of our Guru Maharaj. Try to please him. And I'm sure in North America, they're also doing book distribution. My life is now meant to please Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. As soon as we surrender, this is like, was that Hanuman? Was that Hanuman who says, from now on, I am yours. Yeah. So at the time of initiation also, the time of, because that is the act. That is the act of surrender, ultimately, at the time of initiation. The disciple should tell or say to his Guru Maharaj, from now on, I am yours. I belong to you, and you belong to me. Vice versa. So, sadhana-wise, we have duties to perform for our Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj is very, very particular. We should have strict sadhana, strong sadhana. It doesn't mean that you're grihasthas, you are exempted to this. This is non-negotiable. You have to get up early also. Like when we go for Japa walk, Hansa Gokul, Prabhu and I, we can see all the kids, like, early in the morning, 6 o'clock, they're ready to go to school. They're already performing tapasya. What time do you go to school? 6:45. What time you get up? 5:30, you see? They have duties to do to complete their studies, their education. So to complete our existence in this material world, we have to also do our spiritual sadhana. Get up early in the morning. This is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, right? Jeev jago, jeev jago, jeev jago. Kota nidra jao maya pisa chira kole. You're sleeping in the lap of the witch called Maya. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and chant the holy name of the Lord. That's why the most important, most potent time to chant the holy name of the Lord is early in the morning. Our brahmacharis, they will wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. But for you, you have a little bit of concession. But you still have to get up. You have to perform your Mangal Arti. If you don't have deities at home, have a picture of your Guru Maharaj and your favorite deities. And when you're ready to worship the deities, that will come. But then you cannot, if you have the deities, you cannot say, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up late. No, cannot do it. You have to maintain. We have many devotees, initiated devotees, they want to worship the deities. So I will ask them, are you ready? Oh yeah, maybe you just want to follow. It's like a fashion to worship the deities, but then not be able to maintain consistently, constantly. You have to feed them, you have to take care of them. Like your own child. You have to dress them up, you have to prepare foodstuffs for them. At least, not just one artik, should be 2 artiks. One in the morning, one in the evening. Yeah, and engage the whole family in serving the Lord. Because if Krishna is not the center in the household life, householder's life, then you are not in that Grihastha ashram. And the Guru is expecting the disciple to be an ideal householder. So we should be always mindful of following the instruction of chanting the holy name and following the 4 regulative principles. It is very difficult, especially for the Grihasthas, to face this. It's like a big challenge. Most of the times, I've been told by the Grihasthas during my travels, Maharaj, I don't have time. Is that the same in Abu Dhabi and Dubai? You don't have time? Yes or no? Come on, don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. This is the story of the whole world. There's no exceptions here. Every one of us equally have 24 hours. No more 1 second and no less than 1 second. Everyone equally we have 24 hours. But you have to do your time management. You have to use it wisely. For those who are in the Bhava Bhakti, that means the preliminary stage before Prema Bhakti, there is the sadhana, Vaidhi Bhakti, Vaidhi sadhana Bhakti, following all of these processes, rising up early in the morning, chanting the holy name of the Lord, associating with the devotees, perform your service to the community. This is called Vaidhi sadhana Bhakti. And then after this practice, we become spontaneous. It's still in the sadhana platform. Then there is Raganuga, spontaneous. And then there is Bhava Bhakti. One of the symptoms of one who's in the Bhava Bhakti is he doesn't waste time. He does not waste time. I'm sure you don't waste your time, right? Huh? Do you waste your time? Well, in the material world, time is money. Money, 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 sweeter than honey. Huh? Without money, you cannot exist, so you have to work hard. But you have to balance. Balance doesn't mean 50-50. 50 spiritual activities and 50% material activities. No. At least it should be 51% spiritual activities. But time is of the essence here. If you are going to perform spiritual activities, it may be, let's say, 2 hours during the whole day, or 3 hours, because chanting, it takes 2 hours. It should be quality time. Quality time. It should be focus. No cell phones while chanting, no computer, no nothing. Our Guru Maharaj will always give an example. A materialist, as soon as he woke up, he will turn on the radio. He will drink coffee. He will smoke. He will read newspaper all at the same time. So how can you be focused? When we chant, we only chant. Because that is a very special moment between us and Krishna. Yes, we should dedicate every round of chanting Hare Krishna mantra to our spiritual master. Have you ever thought about this? Huh? No, not just when he was around, but he was not well. When in times of happiness and times of sorrow, we should call upon Krishna. We should call upon our spiritual master. It is not that when we're happy or everything is okay, then I don't have to think of Guru and Krishna. Only I will think of Guru and Krishna when I'm in difficult situation. Every day. We should think about that. This should be our mindset. Okay. Everyone should also hear and read, hearing and chanting. Of course, Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, when we read, that is also hearing, because they're topics about Krishna, conversations about Narad Muni and Yudhishthir Maharaj, or Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami, or Maitreya and Vidura. So when we read, we are also hearing. And Prabhupada says also, book distribution is kirtan. He says also one time, when you're in book distribution and you are in ecstasy, it's no different than Rasa Lila. That is very high level of Krishna consciousness. So we should read every day. Make it a point, not just by yourself. Especially the Grihasthas should have time, at least 15 minutes with your family members. Spend some time, everyone together, because in the morning, everyone is like, going a different direction. Children will go to work. No, children will go to study. The parents will go to work, or maybe in UAE, some of the mothers will stay at home. Am I correct? Yeah. They don't have to go to work. They have to take care of the children. So the children are still sleeping when you go to work, and when you come back, they are also already sleeping. But there should be some time. Get together, do some bhajan, read from Srila Prabhupada's books. And then this is Grihastha ashram. No, Krishna as the center is not Grihastha ashram. Avoid different aparats. This is the duty of a disciple. There are different aparats or offenses. There is nama aparat, that means offenses that we need to avoid while chanting the holy name. There is also seva aparad. Seva aparad means when we serve the deities of the Lord, we should be mindful. There's a tendency also that the person who is very callous, careless, one day he may think that the deity is made of matter, not Krishna. Whether they are installed or not, that is Krishna. We should think, oh, these are not installed, so I don't have to be careful. No. Prabhupada says, if you think that the deities are made of stone or material elements, then Krishna also will reciprocate to you accordingly. But if you respectfully, with great care and love, doing your puja, then Krishna also will bless you more and more. I was on the way here at the airport in Delhi. So I was carrying my deities with me. This only happens in India. In America, this doesn't usually happen. They will just ask, what are this? And they will just let you go. These Indian soldiers, they don't care. I'm sorry to say. They know what they are. I says, these are Salagram Shilas. You open it up, I'll put it in the tray. I said, but the tray is so dirty. The dirtiest part at the airport are the trays. They put their shoes, they put their whatever. Just, I cannot put that. Okay, let me get my handkerchief. I brought a brand new handkerchief. Okay, put it there. Put it there. Yeah, I'm putting. First, I told him, don't touch. This is for puja. You know Salagram Shila? Say, yeah, but you have to open up. You have to show me everything. I told you it's for puja. Well, if you don't want to show it to us, then we're gonna do something. Says what? Okay, I have to ask. I understand. Okay, they put. Then I have another pouch. It says, okay, show me this also. Oh, come on, they're the same. Don't you know puja? And then he told me, yeah, I do puja every day. So if you're doing puja every day, you must know this. Only in India. This doesn't happen in America. In Europe, no. Huh? Not even here. Why? Maybe they just want to know and to see. But they're not respectful at all. Of course, I was not wearing my sannyasi clothes because I have to cross the immigration here. So we should respect the deities. They're none different than Krishna. That is Seva Aparat. There is also Vaishnava Aparat. Now that is the most grievous offense that we can do. That is the number one offense. And the 10 offenses that we must avoid. What's that? To blaspheme the devotees who dedicated their lives in the propagation of the chanting of the holy name. But there is one more greater offense than that, and that is Guru Abhagya. Because the spiritual master, he is the embodiment of all the Vaishnavas. He's the topmost Vaishnava. What's that? Was that to disobey the orders of the spiritual master and to consider him as an ordinary man or person. Now we have to be careful when we serve the deities, but we have to be extra careful serving the Guru. And Krishna is the one who feels the pain when we criticize or blaspheme the devotees. But as soon as we think that the spiritual master is an ordinary man, then more likely our Bhaktilata bees will be trampled. The Bhaktilata bees will be disturbed and will take many, many lifetimes to return, come to the point where we'll be connected again to Krishna. That's why I made a statement the other day. Thought of the day. We should not lose faith, or we should not doubt the spiritual master. As soon as one doubts the spiritual master, then he should not consider himself as a disciple. Isn't it? There should not be doubt. But it may happen due to our familiarity. There's a saying in English, familiarity breeds contempt. Isn't it? Huh? Familiarity breeds contempt. Breeds contempt. That means we become familiar. Oh, he's having a headache. Oh, he's having a toothache. Oh, his back is paining. He must be like us. No, he's not like us. Because he's fully engaged in Krishna consciousness 24 hours. Are we fully engaged in Krishna consciousness 24 hours? Maybe. But his engagement in 24 hours is not the same as our engagement in 24 hours. He's a confidential servant of the Supreme Lord. Okay, let me see how much time we did already. I mentioned many things already. Around 54 minutes. Our mission is to serve our Guru Maharaj. Serving Guru Maharaj is not only serving his physical body. Serving our Guru Maharaj means fulfilling his instructions towards us. And again, serving Guru Maharaj means helping in the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement, spreading Krishna consciousness for whatever we can. One say, oh, I'm not a sannyasi, I'm a grihasta. What can I do? I cannot be like a sannyasi. No. You can also spread Krishna consciousness according to your ability, to your capacity, to your expertise. And each and every one of us should know what is that special service that I can do to please Guru and Krishna. Each and every one of us has that special, unique service that we can offer, and we can call it as our own. Guru is not always present with the disciple. Usually the Guru is traveling all over the world. He cannot be stationary and be with you for 3 months or 1 month, maximum 3 days. So what to do now? You cannot say, oh, now I'm orphaned. My Guru is not here. What shall I do now? No. You have to help him in spreading Krishna consciousness, the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Do whatever you can. If you just become lax, again, I will use the word lax or relax, You will not go back home, back to Godhead. But this is not wanted by our Guru Maharaj. He wanted all of us to go back home, back to Godhead. But we have to pay the price. And the price is our eagerness. Even from the very start till the very end. We should be always very eager every day to make advancement. Okay, I will stop here now. Any points? Any questions? I think there are some questions in the Zoom. Let me see. Oh, there's so many points here. Let me see. Hare Krishna. Who's asking that question? Oh, there's some devotees from South Africa.
Also
Hope
on
you
the
can-
Zoom, Preeti Radhika
Here.
Mataji also.
Where is that? Question from
on
one
the
of
Zoom
your
chat.
SY? Who's SY student?
Spiritual Yoga Maharaj. Spiritual.
Spiritual yoga. It's Preeti Radhika Mataji from Vancouver. Even though she's Grihastha, they live very far away from the temple. It takes about an hour to go, but most of the time they are present for Mangal Arati. In Vrindavan, many old people, 70 years old. There's one person who's 93 years old, but he's always there for Mangal Arati. 93, he can barely walk. How does one know when is the right time to take initiation? When you're ready to surrender and follow the instructions of the spiritual master, that's the time that you're ready for initiation. If you're not ready to accept and fulfill the instruction of the spiritual master, you better wait. Because once you take initiation and the spiritual master says something to you to do, you just have to say yes. You cannot say no. You can say no, but what is the value of initiation if you are going to say no? First, follow the instruction. And if there is some difficulty, then you tell the Guru, Guru Maharaj, I'm finding it difficult. What can I do? Then Guru Maharaj will find another way how you can do it. But to say, no, I doubt I can do it. This is impossible. Then don't take initiation. That's not the right time. How to become fully focused and perform perfect rounds? Well, you have to have that eagerness to chant purely, not just mechanically. Oh, I was instructed at the time of initiation to finish minimum 16 rounds every day. So that is part of my agreement with the spiritual master to follow the 4 regulative principles. So I shall do it. If you are not wanting to improve the chanting and you just say, oh, I have to finish my rounds. That's it. Just to finish one's round is not good enough. We should chant with love and devotion, attentively, wholeheartedly, as I mentioned earlier, as an offering to our Guru Maharaj, as an offering to Krishna. Not just alphabets. Prabhupada says, chanting is easy, but to chant attentively without any offenses, this is very difficult. Oh, I finished 15 rounds, one more round to go. Okay, 16 rounds. Prabhupada was like imitating a devotee who was like only wanted to finish 16 rounds. Okay, 16 rounds. The last bead, like counter bead. Now he put the japamala on the table. Says, now I can do any damn thing I want. Because I finished my rounds. No? So what to do? Now you should do some service. That's why we chant the holy name of the Lord. If you're chanting the holy name of the Lord and you are not eager to preach, that means you're not chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the result of chanting the holy name of the Lord. You want to give this knowledge to others. That means you're not chanting. You're just chanting like a parrot. Like I have a sister in Canada. Her name is Mahatma. She has a parrot, a bird, and she taught the parrot how to say Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And then later on, she taught the parrot how to say Hare Krishna. If she wants the parrot to say Krishna, she will say Krishna first. Krishna, Krishna. And the parrot will say Krishna, Krishna. But do you think the parrot is really chanting Krishna's name? No. At the time of death, the parrot will say, quack, quack. No more Krishna. So we should be focused, not just focus while we're chanting, focus while hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. Everyone should read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam every day. Don't tell me I don't have any time. No time. No, that's impossible. Prabhupada is one servant, so he serving Prabhupada 24 hours. Then he was complaining to Prabhupada, I don't have time to chant, I don't have time to read. And Prabhupada says, then reduce your eating and reduce your sleeping. But many of you, I know you're very austere. You probably have 2 jobs, right? Some of you. Anyone here have 2 jobs? In America, they have 2 full-time jobs and 1 part-time job. Anything else? Any question? Hansa Gokul Prabhu? We have to avoid the offenses while chanting the holy name. The main offense is inattentive. That is the root cause. Yes. While chanting means you are chanting, not just the offense is not being committed while chanting. While chanting, yes. You don't commit any offense while chanting except inattentiveness. And that is the root cause of all the offenses. You may be also committing offenses while chanting, criticizing a devotee while chanting. Yes, Hare Krishna. Oh yeah, that devotee, I'm gonna get back to him. He's really bad. He's very, very bad. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Oh yes. When I finish my rounds, I'm gonna go and call him and bless him. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Yes. That can happen. Mhm. So we have to be attentive. We have to hear the words, syllables. Prabhupada was asked, what do you think when you chant? Prabhupada says, you don't think of anything. You just hear the holy name. Okay?
Yes.
Any other question from the Mataji side? Okay, that's 1 point from the Prabhu side. This is 0 point yet for questions. Any question? How many of you just got initiated recently? Hold on, raise your hands. Wow, many. I hope you are doing your chanting. Huh? Very good. Getting up early in the morning also. Very good. Anyone from the Mataji side? Yes, speak loudly. Speak. Don't speak to yourself. Speak towards here.
Maharaj, you said that each person has special service to his Guru Maharaj.
Yes, you will know one day when you become mature in bhakti. Right now, you focus in your sadhana. That is your special service to Guru Maharaj. But later on, you will have something that you would want to offer. Let's say you want to distribute books. Some book distributors, they don't want to do anything else or do artik or pujari. Don't make yourself stay in UAE for the rest of your life. You have to think of your future also. And your future is where you came from. But you don't have to get out of UAE also, if you are Krishna conscious. But it's very difficult. You're caught up. You're caught up with so much. The mindset is always how to survive here. You have to think of the future, where you will want to live for the rest of your life. Now you're still young, that's okay. I know one devotee here, Swayam Spurati Prabhu, right? He's not here anymore. I told him, what are you doing here? Maharaj, I've been here for like 30 years or something. What are you doing here? I cannot get out. I'm like in a quicksand. I have so much opportunities, my brothers, my this. Now he's not here. Where is he now? Somewhere in India, right? Where? Karnataka. He must be very happy there now, isn't it? How about you, people? Are you planning to stay here for the rest of your life? Some of you are ready to retire. I can tell that. Huh? It's not by age here. So money saved is money earned. Save your money as much as possible. But because maybe you have children, I have to put them in education. That will cost me 100,000s of dirhams. Oh, my child, he wants to go to Germany to study or to UK. And the father will be working so hard. And the child is not becoming Krishna conscious. Oh, that is a big problem. What to do? Hmm? Don't worry. Your time will come that you will know, because we have that unique relationship with Krishna. In this spiritual world, we have a specific service that is being offered only to Krishna, coming from your heart. Right now is mechanical. There's a little bit of love, genuine love, but it has to be increasing and increasing and increasing every day until you found your real self. Okay? Anything else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Wait. Who is asking here?
Maharaj, this is Premalina Devi Dasi from Boise, Idaho. Dandavat Pranams, Maharaj.
Dandavat.
Maharaj, my question is that Matajis who are staying at home, like I stay at home. Sometimes we feel because of the material energy outside that everybody is fighting for their ambitions, making their careers. How do we develop firm conviction in Guru's words and Krishna's words and not get carried away and think of making our careers and doing jobs? So how can we be sure that whatever we are doing is a very high value and we should not carried away by all these things? Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
If the spiritual master told you, just take care of your family, you don't have to work. So have faith in that one. You don't have to compete with anyone, with anybody. Just follow the instruction of Guru. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You just have to please Guru and Krishna. That takes care of everything. This is not competing who is the best. In the material world, it's like that. Everyone would like to become numero uno. In the Olympics, if you're number 2, it's a loss. It's a big loss. You have to train up again for the next 4 years to compete. In the spiritual world, we only have one goal: to please Guru and Krishna. The rest of the world, they can say whatever they like. I don't care. I only care for my Guru and Krishna. Okay?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
You have to have a monthly meeting. This was my request to the devotees, our God siblings in North America, and they're doing it. They're finding it so enlivening, so purifying. Guru Maharaj would like to have us all be together, cooperating with each other. They may be having some differences, let's say, of opinions from each other. Oh, I want to be the leader. Why is he the leader? No. This is not by chance. If Guru Maharaj says he is the leader of this area, we should have that faith again. We should not have any doubt. Hey, how can he be a leader? I'm better than him. So if the leader says, okay, let's get together, let's join with each other once a month, we discuss Guru Maharaj's instructions, we listen to his lecture, everyone can give a little bit also of their realization with the whole month in Krishna consciousness, then it makes the bonding very strong. As Prabhupada says, if there is a bundle of sticks, it's very difficult to break. But only one stick, crack. So here you have such a nice group. Many just got initiated. Who's gonna train them up? How are they gonna grow up? We still belong to the same family, Guru Maharaj's family. So I think you should have once a month meeting. 1 month here in Avatari Desh. You did not hear me, right? So don't discuss now. We're still talking here. 1 month here in Abu Dhabi, Avatari Desh, and 1 month you go to Damodar Desh to be equal. Not just the Damodar Desh GKG disciples will go here all the time. No, you should go there. Okay? And you don't have to make a big feast for that occasion. Yeah, you can, but then the person who is the host will be staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning. After everyone leaves. No. Everybody can bring their own special preparation. Pizza, lasagna. No. Something healthy. Okay. Like a potluck. Why not? And that'll be everyone has something good, something special that they can offer and prepare. There you go. Couple of hours, something like that. Chant together, read together, discuss Guru Maharaj's instructions. And this is what they're doing. They find it so helpful in their spiritual life. In Mauritius, I told them to do it. They've been doing it like every month. In UK also, starting to go to UK, they're doing it also. See, after COVID or during COVID, everything stopped. And then after COVID, everything still stopped. Now COVID is over. 5 years ago. Why you still have to be stopped? You have to resume now. Continue from where you left off. Yes? So do it. Okay?
Whatever we discuss, what instructions we have discussed, you have insight. How always to remain it's okay. Maybe tomorrow morning, again, we're back in our life.
No, if you're listening carefully, because my words is not from me. This is from Guru Maharaj, from his life, instruction. This is not coming from me. This is from Prabhupada. So we should, again, the instructions coming from the spiritual master, we should take it as our life and soul. You want to make progress? You want to go back, come back to God? How many of you wants to go back to Godhead? Well, 2 hands here. So you have to do this. You can bring the horse to the water, but you cannot force the horse to drink the water. How many times we have to keep it? You know all of this already. I'm just kind of like trying to remind you. Repetition is good thing to get the message across. Prabhupada says, when you ask for direction in India, you have to ask 3 times. When you ask a person, age, Shida. And then you go to the crossroad. No, where shall I go? There's like going here. So you ask for another person. Oh, age, Shida. And then finally you ask the last person. Oh yes, you go here, you turn to the left, then you go to the straight. Okay, that's the right place. Okay. Is that the same in Dubai or Abu Dhabi? You ask for direction. No, everyone has a GPS now. In India, there's no street name. The name, no name. It's an alley. It's a gully. It's like, is it? But the postman, of course, there's no more postman here. But Okay? So we stop here now? Any more questions? Yes, Punit Ji.
I wanted to ask, how do we train our mind to like stop finding?
How slowly?
How do we train our mind to
How do we train our mind?
not find faults in others and take something good from them?
Okay. Our Guru Maharaj says that we should be like a bee. Take only the nectar. We should not be a crow picking up garbage. You see the crow, you will never see them in clean places. And before we look unto others, we have to look inside. We have to be introspective. Check ourselves first, because in this way, find faults first on ourselves before we can look on others. We have so much faults. If you are not knowing what is your fault, because if you have dirt in your face, you will never see it. Prabhupada says also, we don't even see our eyelids. Yeah, it's right there in front of my eyes, but where is it? Where is it? But others can see. So that's the time when you ask like a friend, Prabhuji, can you see any shortcomings on me? Is there any faults that I need to be corrected? A genuine friend can slap your face back and forth, and you will say, you will not fight back, to wake you up. Yeah? So the spiritual master is like this. He can tell what's wrong with you. And you should be willing to accept that I need to be corrected. Yeah. Only Guru and Krishna can judge. We don't. No. As soon as you judge others, then you commit an offense. Okay. Anything else? Those who came late? Who came late here? Any questions from those who came late? You are, oh yeah, you caught up in traffic and the other ones get lost. They get lost along the way. Oh, there's a question there. Yes. Again, you are not listening. When you're ready to accept everything that the Guru will tell you to do. If you are not ready to do that, you are not ready. Even if it is against your will, you have to accept it and do it. Because the Guru knows you more than yourself know yourself. He can see through. Many disciples of Prabhupada, when Prabhupada glanced at them, as if Prabhupada is looking inside their heart. So we have to be ready. When you're ready, Guru is always ready. But are you ready? Krishna is always ready to accept us, but we don't want to be going to that direction yet. We want to stay a little bit around and enjoy the material energy. As soon as you decided, I want to go back home, back to Godhead, and I want to make advancement, then you take spiritual master. Okay?
Any other question?
No more? Kon Prashna? No more question?
You should make maximum use of Maharaj.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna.
saying that we need to go back to India. So
At one point of time,
we need to go back to India.
oh yes, yeah. I mean, you can go anywhere, but India is the best. For me anyway. Either Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan.
When we go to such places, then we have like offenses will be more. So
No, no, no. Don't think about that. Don't think about that. The number one offense that you cannot afford to do is Vaishnava Aparad. If you can avoid Vaishnava Aparad, you will be able to avoid everything. Because Krishna never forgives. Krishna is the one who feels the pain when you criticize a devotee. And when you really wanted to chant purely the holy name, you will never commit any offenses, including Vaishnava Aparad. So everything is in how we chant the holy name. Remember this. This is a takeaway for all of you. If you can remember this, everything will be taken care of. It's how we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Try our best. Okay? So we stop here. The devotees from, are they still there? I hope so. The devotees from North America.
Yes,
Hare
ma'am.
Krishna.
Thank you. Yes, Maharaj.
Thank you all very much. Many left already. They probably have something else to do. It's very wonderful
Thank
seeing
you,
you all
Maharaj.
names there.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yes. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna
Thank you.
Maharaj. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Guru
Very nice
Maharaj
class.
ki jai ho.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj Jai. Sanatana Swami Maharaj ki Jai. Anchakalpatarubhyascha Kripalubhyascha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna.
Tell them they're most welcome to visit. Everyone is most welcome to come. By yes. We'll be happy. We'll be happy to serve all. Haribol, Geeta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you.
Haribol, Amrita, and Kartik. Oh, Kartik is there. Hi, Malati Mataji, Divya Bhakti Mataji, everyone. Mother
Hare Krishna
Jadurani.
Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
There's Mother Jadurani right there.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Oh,
Okay.
he's got a nice group, Maharaj. Wonderful group
Thank
over
you
there.
very much. Haribol.